Hi, I'm going to try to show you a little something about a car stereo today. I've got a project that I'm working on. It's a 2002 Chevrolet Z71 extended cab, and one of the first things I did was pop a CD in and find out that the stereo wanted to eat my CD. So I knew I needed to replace the stereo. While I was at it, I wanted to go ahead and replace the speakers. 14-year-old factory speakers, not necessarily the best thing in the world. So I want to show you a little bit of what I've got here, and in this video I mainly want to talk about connecting the wiring harness from the radio to a wiring harness going into the truck. So I called Crutchfield.com. I have no connection with them, but I've used them for years, and got this Kenwood radio. It's Exelon KDC X599. It's got iPhone and Android controls, Bluetooth. It comes with a remote microphone for your telephone calls. It's got Pandora, Spotify, I think, maybe iHeartRadio, several of those apps. I haven't played with all of them yet. And it's just a good quality radio with about 22 watts for about 4 channels. So that was a good addition and a super good price on that. Maverick was the sales rep I talked to and did a great job helping me find what I needed. While I was at it, I was going to go ahead and replace the speakers, as I said. And a couple of tricky things about this install was the size of the front door speakers, and it also has a separate tweeter. I didn't want to put quite that much into a weekend work truck, things like that. So I got these speakers for the front that are Polk Audio 2-ways. It's kind of a thin mount, so it should be easy for the doors. DB651S. And they have 55 watts RMS and 165 peak. So if I ever want to add an amp or something like that to it, I've got a little bit of room to play with. And for the back door, I got these plates. It's a 4x6 opening in the back, and these plates have a small tweeter and woofer, 50 watts RMS and 150 peak at 4 ohms. So I think it's going to be a nice addition, and it gives me room to work down the road. Now, the thing about Crutchfield that I've always liked, and like I said, I've probably bought from them 20 years plus, is that when you buy the stereo, they throw in everything you need to connect it. When you buy the speakers, they throw in what you need to install it. So when you buy something like this radio, which is a single DIN, and the factory's got a double DIN, they send you a kit with everything you need to swap that out. And I believe this one has maybe a little pocket to make up the difference in the size. They also send you speaker connections, so you can plug this to the terminal on your speakers, and then it'll match up with the factory harness for the speakers. And since the door sizes are slightly different, they send you the connectors that help you adapt those. An FM antenna adapter, because of a little difference in the size there. And also this wiring harness that we're going to talk about today that lets you connect this to the Kenwood wiring harness and then plug that directly into the Chevrolet factory wiring harness. Now, a lot of people have done these things over the years. I used to be, probably when I first started out, I was in high school a long time ago, and you would just twist these together and throw some tape on it. As I've done more of these over the years, I would solder them together and put some tape on it, get it in there, maybe shrink wrap depending on what we were doing. But one of the newest things I've seen, and this is really what I wanted to focus on, is this product from Posi Products. These are called posi-twist, and I got these sent when Crutchfield sent the radio to me. They look like this. They're little cylinders, little clear plastic cylinders, and if you can zoom in on that a little bit, you can see it's very simple. Now, what you get are 2 pieces. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Alright, you see these 2 pieces here. When you unscrew them, one part is a cylinder with a closed end and threads, and right in the middle, I don't know if you can see that or not, there's a little I guess post that comes down, and what that will do is help you lock in the wiring when you get ready for it. The other side is hollow, and you run your wires through there. So I want to show you. I'm not going to do all of these because that would be a little boring to watch, but you take the wiring harness, and we're going to do speaker wires. I believe these are the left, front, and rear, and as you can see, they match white to white, white with a black stripe. The only thing is, on the Crutchfield harness, they don't have any wires removed on there. So let me trim this back a little bit, and this isn't my normal wire stripper, so hopefully we'll get that done right there. I don't take too much off. Alright, so you get these, and you take the posi connection here. We're going to do the striped wire, white stripe, white with a black stripe, and you just give it a little twist, and then you run it through the posi-twist that is the base. And then you take the top part that has the little post coming down, and you screw that down on those wires. And what happens is the post pushes on the wires and holds those together. So when you're done, you'll have that. And it's a lot like using a wire nut for home electrical things, but it's a better connection. It's a stronger connection. Now, I tend to say this, that we overbuild things. I know when my uncle and I have worked on some projects around the house, you know, we try to make sure that an elephant could sit on a bench or anything like that, because we want to make sure nothing will go wrong with it. So I get through this, and I'll probably put a little tape around it just because. You don't have to. That's probably over-engineered. But I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to finish wiring these up and show you what it looks like at the end result. Okay, so we're back. Here's the completed wiring harness. You can see we have power, I think that's the illumination or whatever they call it these days, continuous, your ground. You'll see these two are taped off because they go to things we don't have yet, and the Kenwood has a couple of things like that over here that they've taped off. But everything else of the speakers, front and rear. That took, you know, maybe 10 minutes or so to do all of that, and I was nice enough to not tape everything. I'll try to trust people better now. But anyway, when you're done, you plug that up to your radio, you plug this into your wiring harness, and you should be good to go. Now, a couple of things. I said that we had the pocket. This is the adapter kit I got with the radio. It does not have a pocket. It just sort of centers it in the hole. But you'll see on the side here, it's got the little push downs. So this, once you got the radio in there and you take the trim out, this will just push in place. So that should be an easy install. The posi connectors, I can't say enough good things about those and how easy they are to work with. A couple of other little odds and ends. When you buy your radio from Crutchfield, your radio speakers, whatever, you get this master sheet, and it tells you how to remove the factory radio. It has pages on installing the new radio, how to remove door panels, all the tricks you need to know to go in there and put your door speakers in, put the back door. The only downside, as I was flipping through here, is that on the rear door, on one side, it's a matter of taking out a couple of screws. On the other side, you got to take out the entire back seat. I don't understand the difference, but that's it. One other thing, if you have, I think it's a 99 to 2003 or 4, somewhere in there, Chevrolet or GMC, and you have a cassette deck still in there in your center console. I ran across this purely by accident on Amazon. They make a little pocket that replaces the cassette player. So you can quit answering those questions about why do you have a cassette player. Not a big deal, about $10. Didn't take a long time to put it in, and it was well worth it. It looks a lot better and gives you an extra pocket for your phone or whatever you want to throw in there. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and what I want to try to do is show the rest of the installation when it's not quite as hot as it is right now and not quite as rainy as it's been here. But if this helps you any, I'm glad. But mainly, Mike, this one's for you because you wanted to see it and you didn't want to come over to my house to see it. So have a good day. Bye.